Coral's Casual Patio and Fireplace, serving the villages since 1998. Come visit Coral's Casual's huge showroom in the Best Buy Plaza on US 441. Their wide variety of furniture will accommodate every lifestyle and fit every budget. Coral's Casual carries wicker, polywood, aluminum, and so much more. There's something here for everyone, and delivery is always free at Coral's Casual. Mention this ad and receive your 20% Villagers discount. Come visit Coral's Casual in person or online. They look forward to seeing you soon. Well, hello everyone, it's Don once again, and this is Gold Wingnut Live. I mean, there's still a lot to go. Let's see, Plant Joy says, new to the villages, do most people find doctors outside the bubble? If so, what city or town should I focus on my search for a doctor? Plant, I can't answer that. I went with Villagers Health when I moved in here. My doctor, Dr. Perez, has been my doctor for the last 11 years, and I have no desire to change. I've gotten great care. It's great service. I doubt I've waited more than a total of an hour in the last 11 years in the waiting room to see the doctor. Normally, I'll sit down after checking in. I'll pick up the newspaper, start reading. I don't think I've ever finished an article that I've started reading. The service is always great. All right. Mike says much better with that turned off. Okay, yeah, that's this camera. It's a small web camera. Previously I'd been using the cameras that are on my Apple Studio monitors. But what I found when I started reviewing, I got several complaints about I got several comments about the sound from last week. So I decided I need to watch it, figure out what's going on. And that's when I figured out, the drone was under my feet and I was sitting back farther. I was sitting back here most of the time. And the microphone is right up here over the monitors. So, yeah. What was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So I switched to, again, a different webcam. I got it mounted differently. And so I'm looking at it straight here. And it's like right there in front of me. All right. Let's see. Love the puppy pics behind you. So, yeah, that is actually acoustic tiles. It's 4 1 square foot tiles that are put together, and I got them done on Amazon. They were like $20 to do each one, and the two together. That's Lily and Sully, and the one on the right, or I guess it'd be right, left, whatever. The single one, that is Bo. We unfortunately lost him coming up on 11 years ago. The 11th will be when we lost him, right before we moved into the villages. He was a good friend. Anyway, let's see. Bruce says, what's the big purple building at Warm Springs on the Turnpike? That is it's a rehab hospital. And, it's being built. It's 30 beds with another 50 beds in phase 2. I shot some video footage of it Tuesday. Definitely an unusual floor plan. That'll be out in 152, which, dang it, I stopped that thing. There we go. I have to play the video through, and normally I just leave it running behind me. Or whatever. I dropped it in the software. But anyway, it's pre-staging all itself. But yeah, I shot a bunch of stuff on the first when nobody was working, and it was a good day for flying. Let's see. Oh, Don says, any update on the sinkhole on Hillsborough? Don, I drove by that the other day when there was a Sumter County Sheriff deputy standing there directing people around it right after it opened up. And as I drove by and looked down, that was a deep hole. I don't think it was a sinkhole. I think we have another leak in the storm drains, and it's caused it to erode. And it's happened before. You know, so that's probably why it was fixed so quickly. I'd heard that it had been already fixed. Um, so, yeah. Let's see. Um, let's see. Arrow Ringo RD Manager. Okay. Went by my new build in Wellpoint this morning. There were 6 Ethan Allen trucks unloading furniture into the first 6 models while on White Loop. Thanks for bringing that one up, Arrow. There had been talk about closing down the Street of Dreams. After seeing the Villagers video, I don't think they're going to shut down the Street of Dreams, because that's just cottage homes that are in that, and they said, that's the models for the cottages. Well, they still have to have models for the designer and premier homes, which is the Street of Dreams. So I think it's I think the Street of Dreams is going to be there. It's just another place for people to look at houses. Let's see. Sherry G says, heard news about District 12 and 13 funding issues. Do you know anything about that? Not sure I understand what is going on for those districts. Not really paid much attention to 12 and 13, what's going on. You have to give me some more information. Theo says, hi, Don. Our house in Water's Edge will be completed mid-April. Want it furnished ASAP. Any options besides getting a furniture package with Babette's? Wondered if any businesses accept stores furniture. Theo, I don't know on that one. I mean, we bought furniture at Babette's. We bought furniture twice there, once for each house. And I was very pleased and very happy with the furniture we got. I don't see. I don't go shopping for furniture much. I'm sorry. There are some stores I won't go to just because their reputation for poor customer service precedes them. And one of them is in Lake Sumter Landing. We'll leave it at that. Mushke says, Dr. John Little in Ocala, the best doctor, a real doctor. Once you establish care with him, you are given direct number to reach him 24/7, 365 after hours. His office always fits in same day. That's good to know. Let's see. VS says, booked my new home inspection with Surf and Turf. It's Surf to Turf, not Surf and Turf. I've said it's Surf and Turf myself a few times. All right, so yeah, that's coffee. It's not wine. Let's see. Great to know Villages accepts Tricker Prime. No problem when filling out. Oh, TRICARE Prime. No problem with them filling TRICARE Prime. Also, do you mind sharing if you signed up for Advantage? I have not. I'm still on TRICARE Prime or TRICARE, and I've been happy with what I got. I haven't even looked into the Advantage plans yet. What is Ron wants to know, what is the projected open date for Costco? Man, they just opened up the ground. But if I had to use Home Depot and Wildwood as a benchmark, I would say late April to mid-May. Best I can guess. I mean, I other than that, there haven't been any announcements that I know of. Mushke says, sound keeps going, is missing. Yeah. So we're having problems with the sound again. Okay. Well, let me turn up the microphone. Let's see what happens there. Let's see. Any guidance on how long after the design appointment they will break ground on a new build? It's normally about 4 to 5 weeks, Barbara, after you get through with your design. It gives them time to do the drawings, the permitting, um, and they order a lot of the material in so that there are no holdups during the construction process. The only time I've ever seen in the last 5.5 years that I've been tracking homes very closely, problems with material delivery was during COVID. They had problems with their windows. They changed companies, and they got back on track. And I would not have wanted to have been the salesman who had to go to his boss that day and say, "Wait, boss, we just lost the contract for the windows at the Villages." Think about it. Average is about eight windows per house, 10 houses a day. That's 80 windows a day. That's 2,400 windows a month. Holy mackerel! That's a factory output almost. Let's see. Not. Of course, I wouldn't have mind been the salesman who said, "Oh yeah, I just closed the job with the for windows with the Villages." He probably drove home in a new Mercedes the next day. Let's see. Plant Joy says there is so much I don't know about my new hometown. What exactly is the astronomy pad or area down south? Curious. I look for telescopes. Okay, so down by the Homestead Recreation Center, they have an area set up for telescopes at night. They put pads out there. They got power out there, apparently the astronomy club uses it, and that's really all I know about it. I made a comment a while back about the tall trees making it difficult to see out. It is what it is. But yeah, that's what it is. It's so if you have a telescope, you can go out there at night, and it gets rid of a lot of the light pollution. Okay. So Victoria says, Don, have you seen the new design models of the courtyard villas in Water's Edge? I believe yes, they're in Water's Edge, and as I understand, they're being called garden villas. Some interesting designs. I did a flyover of them. I'm trying to get some more information on them, some more floor plans. But they have a lanai in the middle of the house on one side for some of them. Some of them have it at the end of the house. I don't know what the floor plans look like inside, but the Villages is good about trying new things all the time. As soon as I find out more, I'll share it. Hopefully, I'll have something to share with you in 152 on that, because I should have some plans by then. Paul wants to know what is going in a couple of blocks south of 466 on the east side of 301. No idea. I just saw that yesterday, and it's it's a mystery. I haven't really looked. If you go through the city of Wildwood, you can find out what's going in there, because that is in the city of Wildwood. But I haven't looked. There's so much happening on 301. It's unbelievable. Let's see. Walter says, Don, I live around the corner from the new models in Wellpoint, right at 56 homes. Definitely not all cottage homes. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Hot Job Kit says there are 56 model, designer, and premier homes in Wellpoint for sure. The cottage home area is also there. It's going into Wellpoint. They put in blacktop parking for 60 vehicles. Oh, wow, I hadn't seen that. I didn't venture in there on Wednesday, but thanks, Hot Job. I'll go take a look at that this week. Let's see. Jim O says, does the state of Florida help cover any repairs for sinkholes in the villages? Not that I'm aware of. That's going to be probably Sumter County that covers that particular sinkhole. If it was south of 44, it would be the city of Wildwood. Hey, Chief, thank you very much. I heard, the village's chief, I heard you were selling your house. I didn't have a chance to watch your video, but I'll probably watch it probably this evening because it was one of the ones I marked to watch this evening. But I hope you're sticking around. You do some great work. Sounds good. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Hot Job said, Don, I've heard of 2 people in Well Point had to pick flooring and light fixtures because they couldn't get them. House almost completed. Yeah, it could happen, I guess. Yeah. So let's see. Mark says, hi, Chief. Good luck in the new neighborhood. I love the photos behind you of Lily and Sully. Yeah, they're my sweethearts. I believe there's a big, Shelley says, I believe there's a big announcement coming Thursday. Maybe the new courtyard villas. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Linda wants to know, are the garden homes in Water's Edge as well as Well Point? I haven't seen them in, Linda, I haven't seen them in Water's Edge, but, anything can happen. Whew. All right, so we got through the list. So one of the topics I wanted to cover today was the announcement that was made this week about the amenity fee going up to $199. So if you own a home here, or if you already own your home, it doesn't matter to you. It does not impact you. The only people this impacts is if you're buying a home now, or you're buying it, whether it be a new or a resale. Okay. I did a couple of videos. If you look at the description of the video you're watching right now for the live stream, you'll see the 3 videos that I did concerning the amenity fees and where they come from, and how the money is spent on that. But it is a necessary evil that it has to go up. Why? Because costs go up. Everything is going up, okay. I hear it all the time. Well, I'm on a fixed income. I can't afford it. Well, I'm sorry, but, everybody has to pay for what you get. And amenities are no different. We'll get to the deferral rate, or what some people call the cap, in just a minute. The cost of doing everything, fuel costs, labor costs. I mean, they enacted this $15 minimum, $15 an hour minimum wage every year. The costs go up, and the reality is we don't get to set that. Excuse me. We don't get. The board, whether it be Village Center or Sumter Landing Community Development District, doesn't get to set that number. They get the number that you agreed to when you bought your house, plus CPI adjustments, Consumer Price Index adjustments to it on an annual basis. Yes, CPI has gone down on 2 occasions, and the amenity fee went down. The rest of the time, it's gone up. The last couple of years, it went up significantly because of inflation. it doesn't cover it. Okay, I will tell you that much. Having sat on the project-wide advisory committee, when the amenities were purchased south of 466 back in 2016, I was on project-wide advisory committee. I got deeply involved in the budget every year for 6 years doing that. The district staff is constantly looking for ways to cut costs because they have to. They also have to be putting away in capital reserves, but they don't get to determine how much they collect. That's based on what you agreed to pay, what was in your contract when you bought your house, plus all the CPIs. So the CPI is causing the amenity fee to go up, but costs are increasing even more. So that is an issue. It is very challenging. So how do we keep up with this? Well, the developer, they don't work on that budget model, okay? That model works, well, barely works. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate the donation. That model is used for, all the amenities after they're purchased, okay? And that's just the way that the district has to pay for everything. And they're limited by what they can get. The developer, though, they work on a spreadsheet, a balance sheet, if you will. They know what their costs are. They know what their revenues are going to be from the amenity fees that they collect. And basically, they say, we got to break even or make a profit. Okay. And that's what they use to determine what the new amenity fee is going to be. Profit's not a bad word. Okay. Got to remember, for the developer, amenities that they own are part of their business model. And, every part of a business needs to turn a profit. Once the amenities are purchased by the either Village Center or Sumter Landing CDD, there is no profit. What used to be profit and taxes now goes to pay for the bonds that were used to purchase it. So it kind of works out even. But the developer has to use a balance sheet to figure out what to charge. I'll be honest with you, based on how much it's gone up in the last couple of years, I don't believe that they're making a profit. The costs are going up faster than the amenity fee is going up. But they're holding it as long as they can, as low as they can, because it's important to them. This time it's $199. Really? Does anybody believe it worked out to be $199? Or maybe they just didn't want to deal with it's $201 now, and breaking that $200 ceiling, that was probably a pain that they weren't ready to take on at this point. Yes, for the amenities that the developer owns, which right now are the ones south of 44, they own them. They're trying to make a bit of a profit on them because, again, it's part of their business model. When they sell them, which they're looking at selling them, I believe they're scheduled to close in either February or April. I don't remember exactly which one. I had a discussion with Kenny Blocker, the district manager, a couple of weeks back about this, and I don't remember what his answer was. But anyway, those will become property of Sumter Landing Community Development District, and everything that's in CDD 15. And is it 14? I don't remember if 14 is included or not. No, so 14, no, 14 is not included in that. So they're not going to own too many amenities at all. With owning the building comes owning the contract that we all agreed to pay for it. It's in your deed restrictions. Yeah, it is what it is. So let's take a quick break, and then I'll come back and we'll continue this discussion. Welcome to Coral's Casual Patio and Fireplace, serving the Villages since 1998. Come visit Coral's Casual's huge showroom in the Best Buy Plaza on US 441. Their wide variety of furniture will accommodate every lifestyle and fit every budget. Coral's Casual carries wicker, polywood, aluminum, and so much more. There's something here for everyone, and delivery is always free at Coral's Casual. Mention this ad and receive your 20% Villagers discount. Come visit Coral's Casual in person or online. They look forward to seeing you soon. All right, we're back. And part of the reason I wanted to do that is because I had some questions. Mark, who is online with us today, had a question, and it pertains directly to this. Let's see. Oh, Barbara, you want to know about the closest dog park to Shady Brook is in Eastport? Or will they be, well, Shady Brook to Eastport is not very far away. So yeah, right now it's Eastport. I think there'll be another one a little farther south though. And yes, District 15 is in Sumter County. So Mark Edwards asked the question, is there a potential problem when the amenity fee increases for the northern residents, but it covers the high amenity facility costs / bonds after purchase from the developer realized in the south over 20 miles away? Should the villages be split into two parts? I'll answer the last question first. No, it should not be split into two parts. And so up north of 466, those are owned by Village Center Community Development District. There is some agreements between the two CDDs, the commercial CDDs that own the amenities, that for commonality and equality, and it doesn't. Their funding funds the amenities north of 466, and the south of 466. That money funds the amenities south of 466 down to 44, soon to include the CDD 12 and 13. It does not have any impact because don't forget, their costs are going up as well to operate the amenities up there. The cost of electricity, the cost of fuel, cutting the grass, everything continues to go up, the same all across the villages. So it really has no impact. Again, just because you live up north doesn't mean you're going to see an increase. The only people this applies to is if you buy a new house or you buy a resale after January 1st, then you're going to pay $199. Otherwise, it's just you're going to see increases every year by the CPI adjustment. So that's it. Let's see. Let's talk real quick about the cap. Okay. There has never been a cap. There has been a deferral rate that was implemented for 1 year in 2010. The purpose of the deferral rate was to, hey, Chief, thank you very much. I appreciate the donation. The purpose of the deferral rate was to help equalize the amenity fees that everybody was paying. When you north of 466, especially, the amenity fees were a lot lower, and they put a cap on it or they put a lid on it at $155 back in 2010 to allow the other ones to rise up. In 2019, the decision was made to remove the deferral rate. The Reason for removing it was because 85% of the homes had already reached the deferral rate of $155. Okay, so the revenue wasn't increasing, but the costs were continuing to increase. And within 2 years, we were going to have to start drawing into capital reserves, which is the repair and replacement funds. So this is the funds to refurbish golf courses, refurbish the rec centers, redo the pools, this big pool of money that's sitting there. We were going to start having to dip into it to cover our operating costs. Think of it as just living off your savings account. It was not financially feasible. It's amazing when this came out on that pseudo news website. A lot of people said, "Well, I was guaranteed it wouldn't go up." Blah blah blah. It is not, and has never been in anyone's contract to purchase a home. Okay, that their amenity fee would not go above it. I am so confident of this. If you look at the videos there on the amenity fees, in one of them, I have a contest. I was putting up $10,000 of my own money for somebody to present me a document that showed it. It said in their contract for purchase of their homes. What's amazing, remember the deferral rate started in 2010. I had a guy ranting that when he bought his house in 2005, it was in his contract. It didn't exist back then. It's not in anybody's contract. And I defy somebody to show it to me. The reason I know that is because it was a 1-year deferral that was renewed. Let me tell you the other part of the deferral rate. They could have, when we removed their deferral rate, re-implemented all the deferred increases. Okay, hence the deferral rate. Everything was deferred. They opted not to implement what was deferred, the increases that were deferred. So we dodged a bullet there. When I bought my house in the village of Hillsborough in 2014, it was $145, and it took several years before it hit the $155. And now I don't even know what it is. Honestly, for what we get for our amenity fee, I don't see it as an issue. You bought a house in a community with amenities. You didn't buy a rich uncle to take care of your every need. The costs are going to go up, and that's just the way it is. Let's see, we talked about the accounting methods. Yeah, I think we've covered it. I hope everybody that's up north is enjoying the cool weather that you're having. I was watching it this morning on the news at about 5 o'clock, and I was going, oh my gosh, I'm glad I live in Florida. VS made a great comment. It's kind of wild to me how worked up people get around limited increases to the amenity fee. We get a tremendous value. I agree 100%. So Don had a question. In your latest video, this is Don Delaney, in your latest video, you talked about the 27-hole course planned. Is that in addition to the other 27-hole courses already announced, or is it the same one? This is another one. So this is south of the Shallow Creek golf course. It's still a long way away, okay? But going by the drawings on that, yeah, it's another 27-hole golf course. In fact, one of the drawings I saw, if you know where Shallow Creek is, there is a golf maintenance facility right there on Bexley Trail, just before you get to Landstone Boulevard. Directly across the street from that, they're going to build another golf course maintenance facility and an antenna. And when you look at a cell tower, and when you look at, I assume it's a cell tower, when you look at the drawings, it shows the golf course, and there is, the holes are labeled N2, 3, 4, N5, N6, and then there's C, like 2, C3, C4. That told me north, central, that means there's going to be a south, a 27, and that's the way it came out that I figured that one out. Let's see. Barbara, we are not. Danny, I don't know what you mean by we are not. Okay. Barbara says, in my opinion, we get much more for the village's amenity fee than you do in a community with an HOA, which always go up each year, typically more than the CPI. I agree. Okay, I'm assuming Danny's, based on his little icons, he's not enjoying the cool weather. Bill says Long Island, 15 degrees this morning at 8 a.m. I will be very happy come the middle of February when moving into our new designer home in Wellpoint. I'm sure you will, Bill. All right. So if you saw the video I put out on the evening of the 1st, they broke ground on Costco. I flew it yesterday also. They are really going to town. I don't have anything to show you on that. No, it's not showing over there. I have it, I think it's still on the drone. I haven't even offloaded it yet out of the drone's memory. But they have, they've put the silt fence up all the way around. They're starting to strip away the vegetation to get ready for the build. So it's, it's definitely moving along. Anybody heard anything more about these New Jersey drones? Neither have I. It's pretty much died off. I think the crazies are, they've taken their volume or something. Oh, Victoria says, it's brutally cold here in New Jersey. We are expecting snow tomorrow. Would love to switch places with you. Hate the snow and cold weather. Victoria, I have lived in New Jersey. I lived at McGuire Air Force Base, and I have lived in Cranford, New Jersey for several years. And there is nothing you can do to convince me to move back up there. I lived in Connecticut for the better part of 10 years. Once again, I'm not moving north. Sorry, too damn cold. Let's see. Yep, the indoor pickleball thing, that seems to have fallen apart. Mark Edwards says, Internet says Costco builds in 130 days. Okay. Kyle wants to know, Don, what is a better buy, a cottage home or a villa if you don't have a big family? You know, they're about the same size. Actually, some of the courtyard villas are bigger. The patio villas are smaller. Cottage homes are in the middle. Really, one of the driving factors for a courtyard villa is they have fenced-in yards, just like veranda homes do, Kyle. And if that's if you have a pet, which has long been one of the driving factors for courtyard villas and now veranda homes, the 2 Ps, pets and privacy. You get those with those 2 types of homes. Then, yeah, it's definitely a better buy to get the courtyard villa. Otherwise, look at the floor plans, see if you see what you like. It's different choices, for different people's tastes. Let's see. Danny, you ask an interesting question. Oops, I just lost the question. There it goes. Don, anyone teaching drone classes, safety, and law of it? Yes, actually, I am. I have a class starting on Wednesday through the Enrichment Academy. It has 31 people in it right now. It was scheduled for 24. They asked me if they could put more in. I said, as long as you got room to safely put them in there, we got to worry about fire code. I'll teach more. And that's my step 1 class. I have it again in February. I'm also teaching it. It's not too late to sign up. Go by one of the regional rec centers or go to the enrichmentacademy.org and sign up that way. You may have to call them, but to get in, because it is at, like I said, 31. But I told them, whatever can be safely accommodated. Let's see. Mike B says, Don, we are building in Water's Edge. Congratulations, and we'll include a pool. As a fellow owner of a water-loving lab, any tip questions we should think about when designing the pool ahead of the design meeting? Salt water is definitely what you want. It is very gentle on the dog's skin. We've never had skin problems with our dogs being in the water. A lot of people get one of these sun shelves, which is like 12 inches of water. I would recommend that. That makes it real easy for the dog to get in and out. Wow. Stuff is coming in like crazy. Okay. Jerry says, I live in Venice and I watched our Costco being built. They started with the gas station first. Then they put the footers in for the store. It will take 3 months. Well, that's what mine was. And that's consistent with what was said just a few minutes ago of about 130 days. Okay. We're not far from, Victoria says, we're not far from Cranford, maybe 40 minutes north. Okay. So you're up near the city. Barbara says, I believe that you can customize cottages now. Yes, they have some that you can customize. So you may want to differentiate it if you want to pick finishes. I also hear that some cottages have a fence. I think they call them cottage villas. Yes, there are some that do have fencing to cottage villas, but I haven't seen any of those in a while. Ron says, will you or do your classes online for those who are not there till summer? No, I don't do them online. There's really no way to control the participation and get the information out. It's a very interactive course, lots of question and answer, but I will be teaching it again in the summer. I generally teach it year round. All right, so let's get to, TS says, which home designs have the biggest garages or possibly a double garage? You can put a 4-car garage on some designer homes if the lot fits it. And many of the premier homes have 4-car garages. So that would be the biggest. 3-car garages are not uncommon on designer homes. So we're going to talk about this. Today's question. This is a $25 gift card to FMK restaurants. So it's a 2-part question. Okay. And if you want to win it, I need you to respond to send me a text message, which you can send it to the number up on the screen on the right-hand side, the 352-661-6175. Tell me your screen name if you're on right now. And here are the 2 questions. So Sully and Lily have had 2 litters of puppies in the last 2 years. Question number 1. What is the total number of puppies that they had? Don't type it in on the screen here. You got to send it to me for a text message to win this. Again, what is the total number of puppies that were born? That went home. And the second part of the question is how many males and how many females total? So that's the 2 questions. How many puppies? And then the second was how many males, how many females? So give it a shot. And again, we'll go with that. Hopefully next week I've got some other things that will be given away. I've ordered them through Custom Apparel. We'll see if they can deliver. Let's see. VS says, I'm responsible for building big box retail stores. Everything on here stated it is a great bet, usually 4 months for building and 4 to 5 weeks for interior fit, meaning racking, IT, merchandise. Yep. And, that's about right. So that's 5 months. And I said, late April, early May. Sounds about right. We'll see. Somebody sent in the first message. All right. We got to look. Come here, phone. These new bases on. All right. So, whoever this was, they said 15, 4 males, 11 females. No. And remember, send me your name on YouTube that you're showing up here on the scrolling list. That way I know who we're talking to. But so far, one guess, and it is wrong. Sorry. And we'll continue to take them until, whatever. Till somebody gets it right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So last week, I had a special running. If you wanted me to take pictures and videos of your home under construction, I gave you until 3 o'clock today. I had some email difficulties. I may have lost some. I have reached out to several people in the last 24 hours. And I think I've got everybody, but I'm not sure. So because I'm not sure, if I haven't gotten back to you yet, please submit it. Go to goldwingnut.com, submit the form there on the new home build package, and I will honor the 15% discount on the whole package until midnight tonight. So if I haven't got back to you, send me your email. If you decide you want to move forward, now I'll even take anybody new up until midnight tonight at that discounted price. I have one individual, they haven't even picked out their lot yet. What I'm doing for them, and I'll do for anybody else, is I will take a 50% deposit to reserve you a spot at that discount rate. When you finally get your lot and your home design done, then I'll honor the 15% discount and we'll figure out what the balance is on the whole project. All right. So no more guesses on the, let me see here. So Patty, no. Yep, I see it, but yeah, you're wrong. Unfortunately, 15 is not correct. Theo says 13, 8 female, 5 males. Nope, not correct. Come on, this was easy. All right, but we'll continue. All right. We talked about everything I had on my list. Anybody got any more questions? If not, we're going to close it up here shortly, and I'm going to go do some cooking on the grill tonight. Serves me right for tuning out your chats about the puppies. Oh, sorry, David. Yeah. If you haven't figured it out yet, my dogs are extremely important to me. Obviously, you can see the pictures on the wall. They have a very special place in my heart, and we have done, between our two females, a total of 4 litters. The first 2 litters were, oh my gosh, I want to say 14 years ago and 12 years ago. But let's see. So this is Lexi. Somewhere in the sun. Okay. She says 10 puppies, 6 boys, 4 girls. I I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Um, Not quite. But it is definitely more than 10. I will tell you this, we had 10 in this past April's litter. So let's see. LeBlanc Realty Group says, I have heard the newer homes being built in the villages are not as well built as the older ones. What is your opinion on this? I will disagree 100%. When you look at these new precast homes, there is a tremendous amount of steel rebar, and it's a very precision build. Remember, they're putting together this puzzle on site, so everything has to be perfect. And in a cinder block home, even in the poured concrete villas that they did back in the early teens, the rebar goes vertically, and that's it. In the precast homes, you have rebar throughout the entire wall, and it's both on vertical and horizontal on 12-inch centers. So there's a tremendous amount of rebar. Everything is closely controlled in the manufacturing process. The windows are put in when the concrete is being poured. So there is no air gaps around the windows. It is tight, very, very tight. Even the hurricane tie downs are put into the forms. So when they set the wall slabs, they've already got the straps for the trusses to be tied down to. On a cinder block house or a CMU wall house, they fill the cells with grout, and then they put the straps in. Okay, that, in my opinion, that's less consistent than what they do at the factory. So I definitely think that the homes now are much better built. I've been at my wife's house when there's a football game going on at the high school. Walked outside, and man, I can hear it loud and clear. Walk inside, close the door, not a peep. Even with the TV off, you can't hear anything outside. It is extremely quiet. Again, there's no air gaps around the windows and things like that. Let's see. Enjoy the grilling. Never a bad day to grill. Well, maybe except up north right now. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, we're doing steaks on the grill tonight. Let's see. David says, yes, question. How many puppies did you have, and what was their sex? Yes, that's the question, David. And me, I didn't have any. My dogs had them. Oh, but anyway, and attention to details to finish. Yeah, so yeah. Let's see. Yes, Don is 100% correct again. I am responsible for large big box stores being built, and precast is always preferred. Impossible to replicate the quality control of factory on site. So these aren't even built on site. The factory, there's a factory over in the Rick Scott Industrial Park on the other side of 301. And it is one of two factories in the world that builds walls like this. And everything is computer controlled. It is not done on site. It is very, very precisionally done. In all the time they've been doing it, I have seen one where there has been a problem, and it was on one of the houses I was taking pictures of. The window was crooked for whatever reason, and they had to take it out and put a new one in. It wasn't involved. Very tedious process for the workers to do because it was cemented in there. So if you think you buy a precast house and then you're going to put Anderson windows in, better think again. It's not something you want to do, replace the whole window frame. Let's see. Wow. Let's see. Walter said, had 36 deficiencies on our new build that we turned into warranty department. Yeah, I had probably that many too. Most of them were relatively minor in nature, and there's different levels of deficiency. You know, a drywaller is not something, you know, their work generally is cosmetic, but it doesn't affect the structural integrity of the house. And structurally, I think these houses are phenomenally built. I was told 2 different subs that they. All right, so Hot Job says, Walter, I agree. I heard that the builders do make a difference. I was told by 2 different subs that they lucked out and had the best builder for our house in Well Point. Take that for what it's worth. You know, I've been trying to understand this whole builder process here in the villages for several years now. And yeah, we got some more. Wow. Okay. So Akron Drone Services says 18 pups, 10 females, 10 females and 8 females. Okay, so one of those is wrong. But unfortunately, you are incorrect. We got here 12, 7 girls, 5 boys. Incorrect. And let's see. This is from Gerald Met Zing 1052. 17 pups, 11 females, 6 males. Close, but not quite. All right, we can keep trying. But anyway, back to the builders. As I have become aware of, there are different superintendents that are in charge of building homes, and they all pull from the same pool of subcontractors. There's really only one builder, and that is the villages of Lake Sumter County, or villages of Lake Sumter, the developer, if you will. Let's see, Walter said, had a bad pour on garage floor. They are cutting out part of it where garage meets the driveway to fix. Wow. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I mean, you know, things do happen. A bad pour on concrete, that's one sometimes you don't notice until, you know, many days after the pour. All right, so it is 10 after 4. I think it's time to call it a day. I appreciate everybody. That's a good question, Linda. She says, what happens if someone throws a rock through your window in a precast home? Is it easy to replace the window? Yes, you can replace the window panes. That's not a problem. It's taking the overall frame out that is the challenging. But the actual frame that holds, the moving frame that holds the glass, that can be taken out and replaced easy enough. Yeah, you guys enjoy your snow up there. It's, I don't miss the cold weather. I lived in Idaho 1 year, and that was way too much. Let's see. I mean 19, 9 girls, 10 boys. No, still not right. Come on now. I've been talking about my puppies for years. I figured somebody'd keeping track. Here's a good one. Don, how hard would it be to add a man-way door in a precast garage wall? I don't know. I think it would be challenging because you've got a lot of rebar you got to cut through. Remember, it's on 12-inch centers. And, you know, part of the structural integrity is all about how it's all put together as a single unit. So I don't know. I don't have an answer on that one. But it is one I have thought about, but I just never have been able to find an answer on. Okay. Again, it's a little after 4. I think it's time we call it a day. Thank you all for joining me. It has been a great show. I hope you've learned something about the amenity fee. Just because the base rate or the what's called the prevailing rate goes up, that does not affect you as a homeowner unless you buy another home or somebody's going to buy your home. Other than that, it really doesn't affect you. The developer, if you are in the area that's already owned by either Village Center or Sumter Landing Community Development District, the developer doesn't make a dime off of your amenities. The only ones that makes any money off of are the ones that he owns the amenities contracts to, and he's getting ready to give up a bunch of those when the amenities for CDD 13 and 12 get sold off to Village Center. Oh, wait. Mark Edwards, he says 17, 8 boys, 9 girls. Mark, you are so close. You are spot on. Congratulations. Yes, she had 6 girls and 1 boy in the first litter for 7. And in the second litter, she had 3 girls and 7 boys for a total of 8 males and 9 females. Congratulations, Mark. I will reach out to you after the show, and we will 22. No, not 22. Let me think. Maybe it was. No, actually, she gave birth to 12 and 11. She gave birth to 23. We lost a few, unfortunately, mainly due to late births. But anyway, Mark, I'll give you a call after the show. I wish everybody a happy New Year. Thank you for tuning in. We'll do this again next week. I'm going to get back to editing and cooking some steaks on the grill. It's filet mignons. It seemed like a good thing to celebrate a little bit today. It's a new year. What the heck? Besides, I like filet mignon. But I wish everybody the best. Be safe. If you're living up north, sit in front of the computer. Today's a good day to do that. Don't go out in the snow. It's not worth it. A fall at our age, not the thing you want. It can be life-changing. So anyway, thank you again. And I look forward to doing this again next week. Take care. Welcome to Coral's Casual Patio and Fireplace, serving the villages since 1998. Come visit Coral's Casual's huge showroom in the Best Buy Plaza on US 441. Their wide variety of furniture will accommodate every lifestyle and fit every budget. Coral's Casual carries wicker, polywood, aluminum, and so much more. There's something here for everyone, and delivery is always free at Coral's Casual. Mention this ad and receive your 20% Villagers discount. Come visit Coral's Casual in person or online. They look forward to seeing you soon.